Hey guys, it's Dan here. Marking myself safe from the hurricane. Well, just a little bit of rain here in Charlotte, North Carolina. But today, of course, another exposing James Tiny Vest. I will never stop. I will never back down. I'm rocking some bangs today. So, got me a little speaker because people are complaining about the audio. But first of all, just, good gosh, look at his face. He's so drugged out here, by the way. His latest video where it says, "No nice guy after all, question mark." That doesn't even make sense. But it's going to when I explain everything. Right there, just look, that's a drug-riddled, methamphetamine, American flag, weirdo. So, we're going to be going over, I'm going to play a clip. I'm starting later in the video. Because, I mean, people always ask me, Tan, you know the Bogman twins, I sure do know them. James Tiny Vest, I do. And people ask me, how did he get his name Tiny? Well, I'm going to play a little clip. We're going to start like at the 18-minute mark, and then we're going to go back, to review the rest of the video. But this is important, because this is what people always ask me. Why is he called Tiny? Well, he's going to tell you, and then I'll tell you what the truth is. So, here we go.
I was bullied, I was picked on, I had leg braces, all that bullshit when I was...
What a weirdo. Listen.
I had some physical issues, and I was accelerated in school, so...
What does that even mean?
I was small anyway, even for my age, and so I was really small because I was younger than everybody else.
Okay. He's trying to say that he is called Tiny because he was small in school. Good gosh, look at his face. He looks like a goat. He looks like a weirdo. The reason he's called Tiny was because back when he was in high school or, younger grades, it was like in the 60s or 70s, because this man's like almost 60, okay? He's been impotent since like probably 2012. But he literally, the reason he's called Tiny was because they used to make kids take showers together back in like PE class. And he got his nickname Tiny because his little vest weenie was really tiny. That's how he got tiny. Don't let him talk about leg braces. He wore a freaking brace on his knee because he had a bad kneecap. He didn't have leg braces. They call him Tiny because his pee-pee was so tiny. And that name just stuck. It really stuck. Val said that, it's true. She said sometimes, when he wouldn't shave his pubes and stuff, she could barely find it. It was like a lima bean hiding in there. Sorry. Shouldn't have taken that Delta 8 gummy before making this video. I'm telling you, Val cracks me up. Val, girl, we got to have an interview. The things Val says, you can write a book called that. The things abused vegans say after dating James Tiny Vest. Now, that would be a book. So, let's listen to him explain why they call him Tiny, but it's because he has a little weenie.
In school and such, and this is back in the day where bullying was just considered a rite of passage. And
listen to this. It's disgusting.
Not like today.
Okay.
Not the way that...
Sorry. Listen to this nasty biker bodybuilder, nasty. He's literally saying that when people are bullied for being LGBTQ, when people are bullied for being gay, transgender, he's literally saying that's okay. It's not what it used to be. You're disgusting. No wonder you grew up to be such an aggressive predator of gay for pay. Also, now we're on gay for pay. Basically, everyone knows Rob was kicked out of the house, or he moved out. Little dispute over pay. So basically, Rob would get, it's hard to believe, but when he would do gay for pay, he would get $400. So, but Tiny would give him literally $35 out of that $400. Rob found out about it. And before Rob left the house, he's got his own place now. Rob has got a nice place. He has a bike, a car, and he takes like nude pics of his booty. Like, it's kind of gross because when he's pooping, he like takes a picture of his butt, but you can still see like the turd in the toilet. The point is, those are selling like hotcakes. He sells them off of his bike. But the thing about it is, before he left and got his own place, I think like yesterday or 2 days ago, and I hear, Rob, just chill out. No one's going to steal your bike. Stop. That he defecated all over James's house, and there was graffiti with like racial slurs, which James doesn't mind. But it's ridiculous. Also, I'll show you that later. Let's just get to the rest of the video. Got a surprise from Val for you, James. All right, this is the beginning of the video. We had to get that out of the way because I'm tired of people like, why do they call him tiny? Because he has a little pee-pee. He didn't have braces on his legs. Here we go. This is awful.
Fat Bottom Betty or Sweet Jane?
Ew, those are dildos. Ew! That's disgusting.
All right.
What?
This is not the video.
Have you ever noticed the massive booger skin tag he has right here?
Make a video.
Look, right there in the corner of his nose. You see that thing? That's disgusting.
On the fitness industry or all the.
Ew, it's just, I don't know if it's a skin tag or a booger. Or maybe that's God's way of marking him to say, look out, it's a predator.
Retired bodybuilders or whatever. There's a lot to be said about that, man. There's a lot to talk about how
No.
not to die.
What are you talking? What are you you morbid fast? You're sick, James.
Surety in that, but there's a lot of preventative things.
He's talking about for gay for pay, like if you don't use lube.
Change that mindset.
He's disgusting.
Different rationale.
You're disgusting, James. All right, I got to get to a part where this is how bad James is getting.
Stumble upon it.
Hold on. Here we go.
Such was the case with this email.
Check it out. He's reading an email from an 18-year-old
This
boy named
email
Cody.
Really, spoke to me hugely, and it's something that I needed to reflect upon.
It's disgusting, James. By reflect, he means fantasize. He's trying to get, like, he refuses to do gay for pay with anybody over the age of 20. It's
Let me read
disgusting.
the email and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
I'm not going to give the brother's name because he doesn't know.
His name's Cody.
He didn't give me permission to put him out there, so.
You are putting him out.
But I guess I can put his first name in there. His first name's Cody.
That's what I
Brother
said.
Cody, he wrote an email to me. He says, "Hey man, I stumbled across your YouTube channel. I was looking at biker lifestyle videos and saw your video on who's a real biker.
Real bikers don't do gay for pay, Tiny.
I checked out your channel and saw your videos on bullying. And being a person who was bullied lots when I was younger, I couldn't stop watching and subscribed. Gotta be honest, when I saw your video about bullying and how you kind of sacrificed the little boy inside you, I teared up. The
Ew!
story is so similar
That's
to yours,
disgusting.
it's spooky, because I damn near killed mine.
Okay.
Acts of kindness.
Let me tell you something. That's a letter from James Tiny Vest from one of his fans, one of his subscribers. They're talking about little kids, and he said, I damn near killed one. You're disgusting, James. Cody, you're disgusting. This man should not be your hero. You need to run, Cody. Run, Cody. Just look at the Bogman twins. The reason the Bogman... What the heck is wrong with my camera? It keeps going dark and light. It's starting to make me mad. Justin, have you been messing with my iPhone? It smells like your butt. Yes, you have. The reason the Bogman twins have tattoos is to cover all the scars. I've been through this with you. I've told you this. But there's no tattoos for the emotional scars. Run, Cody. Please run. Unbelievable.
Thing,
Listen to
I
this
had been doing it
perversion.
for a while, and it's changed my life. I had an epiphany.
Ew.
Close friend's funeral. People from all over were there. Had to be 500 people.
He did 500 people gay for
How
pay.
many
That's...
people would remember me fondly if I died?
Ew. Fond... This is disgusting. This is too much for even me. This is unbelievable.
About your videos in a year.
He doesn't even care. He's flaunting this.
Most kindest woman I've ever met in my life.
He's talking about Val.
My work life is
Cody hooked up with Val.
funny how the
That's the
universe
truth.
works, man. I
Cody,
was at a friend's house
you know
in
you
the
hooked up with
backyard,
Val.
And my girl's friend looked at me and said, I feel comfortable around you. You have great energy, and it makes me and all of us want to be around it.
Okay, that's what virgins say. Yeah, that's what people in the friend zone say. No, first of all, actually, that's something serial killers say, or people do excessive amount of gay for pay. This is disgusting. I can't even listen to this. Cody, imagine how arrogant you have to be, James Tiny Vest, to read emails from 18-year-old boys named Cody who do gay for pay, want to be just like you. You give bikers a bad name. You're not a real biker, Tiny. You're a douchebag. Oh, I feel like I'm getting angry. I shouldn't get angry. Oh my! Wait till you see. This is embarrassing. Okay, this is. Most of the video is him looking at the camera like some kind of predator. Look at him right there. He's so drugged out. He was bragging about stealing Rob's Valium and taking like 12 of them. It was like, oh, I can do a big line of meth and bust it for 4 days. I can still function. Shut up, James Tiny Vest. You call this functioning? This is not functioning. This is not functioning. Look at his face. Oops. Watch.
And that's what I've done.
Listen, he's talking about.
What I've done. And
just watch.
He's probably the biggest reason.
He's obsessed with Val still.
I was lost. I didn't really know.
He's still lost.
Where do I go now? Who am I now?
Still a weirdo.
Role.
Not doing gay for pay would be a role not to do. This is him trying to get Val back. Listen.
If you haven't been watching.
Listen.
Me or these videos, you don't know what the hell I'm referring to.
Yeah, we do. Val.
A year ago.
He looks so weak doing this.
I moved out on my own.
No, Val left. You didn't move out on your own, James. Val. Did you hear that?
Fairly long-term.
Someone's there with him. This is weird.
This month.
Listen.
I moved out on my own.
Listen.
Split up from
Okay, a ghost or
long-term relationship.
supposed to be alone, James.
Was,
What young man is there?
and I think that's what happened there. Is that
The reason that Val broke up with him. Listen. Took her for granted.
not maintaining that road, man.
A woman is not a road. Her private parts is not a road. James, that's not all that's important. He's sick.
And then thinking that that's all there is to it now.
Yes, there's way more than sex, James. I can't take this. Okay, let me explain something to y'all. James is talking about, oh, I need to maintain the road and let Rob. Let me explain something to you. The reason he didn't move out, okay? Val broke up with him, okay? And many reasons, but he would come in from work when Val would have a few friends over. She has a nice, classy group of progressive friends. He would stumble in from work, like with his boots on, dragging like mud and dog poo into the kitchen. And he would stand there against the counter, like flexing, he's saying racial slurs and cursing like a 13-year-old at camp trying to impress the girls. It was pathetic. And he would make fun of her, like bring up the fact that she has IBS and stuff like that. He was trying to say, hey, to her friends, like, come look at this toilet. It's all speckled. That's from Val. It was disgusting, James. But in other news, this is Val news. Look at this beautiful piece of pottery, okay? I rub it. Val might come out. Just kidding. So basically, Val sent me this with a little sweet note. She and her African-American boyfriend, I think his name's Deshaun or, something, ghetto. So basically, they made one of these classes where you can go with like your partner, or in Val's case, her lover, an African American, and they made a little piece of pottery and they sent it to me. And on the bottom it says, "Holla, Dan, it's your girl Val," because she talks like that now. That's how, she talks. She's dating a black man or African American. Holler, thank you so much for exposing James Tiny Vest. You're welcome, Val. This is a 14-minute video. It's a little bit excessive, but you know what? No, James, you're going to watch every stinking bit of this.
Any attention to the time, you don't have to maintain it.
He's pathetic. He's just obsessed with sex.
So
she broke up to you, weirdo racist.
this weekend.
Look at his head shaved. He's a skinhead. He's a racist. Look at it.
With
Listen.
the silk screener, so I can get some new beanies. I
What?
love those beanies, man. I haven't had any for a while.
You know what those are? Do you know what it is? He's talking about drug dealers. Do you know what a beanie is? It's literally like a pre-filled syringe with like meth and heroin and steroids. James, drugs are not the answer, okay? Yes, Justin, they help, but they're not the answer. They're not the answer. This is disgusting. He's just flagrantly throwing everything in people's faces.
Old ones, ratty ones.
Ew.
So I get some new beanies, Gorilla with Calls beanies.
Ew, no one wants that crap. Now, yeah, y'all are looking at me like, oh my gosh, is there more? Oh, there's always more. Here we go. This is the part that gets really, really weird. He's basically trying to look all serious, even though he's going to strip clubs and he's on Grindr. He's on Gay Grindr. He's hooking up with, like... I'm just going to put out there, basically James is, like, hooking up with this girl with Down syndrome.
Look at it today. Anyway,
Yeah, anyway, you weirdo.
you know, so like back in the day, I had two choices as a child. I had two choices. I could either
He's obsessed with children. It's sick.
run from it,
Or embrace
turn
it.
the other cheek,
Ew!
one, two,
He's talking about a butt cheek, not a real cheek. Like an ass cheek.
and learn how to fight. That's the choices that I
He's so violent. He used to abuse Val
at a young age.
and the Bogman twins.
And you know, I learned how to
Look how high he is. He's so under the
classically
influence.
train.
Look at that mole on his nose. That's disgusting.
Years, decades.
This is where he gets into, and I'm not even going to let you guys see. This is where he gets into, he and his friends would go assault minorities and stuff. It's ridiculous.
A lot,
Okay, shut up, James. Shut up.
a lot.
It's disgusting. So, James, here's the thing. I'm never going to stop. Do you understand me? You've been exposed again. I'm going to ratchet things up very, very soon. I'm going to be taking a trip to your hometown. I need you to know that.